Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down a literally legendary high-stakes battle against Voss and his mechanical army. We are going to analyze the tactical brilliance and, honestly, the absolute psychological horror of this brutal encounter. So if you want to understand how to build and survive an impossible ambush, you are absolutely in the right place. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this incredibly arrogant challenge. This threat was delivered directly to our heroes by Voss's ticking clockwork raven. Just picture the setting for a second. The party is deep in the damp, mildewed stone of a subterranean thieves' guild. It smells of unrefined tallow and old blood. They've just navigated this crazy labyrinth of abandoned plumbing and freezing crawl spaces to reach the Warforged wizard's empty residence, only to find this mechanical bird just waiting for them, holding a wax-sealed scroll.
Section 1. The Arrogant Invitation. A deadly trap is sprung.
So the heroes know instantly that this invitation is a deadly trap. It's designed to freeze them before steel is even drawn. Voss provides them a map straight into the sub-zero tundra. But with Gormag's zombifying signal actively spreading and threatening innocent townsfolk, the dwarven paladin, Welsies, insists they literally cannot delay. Using her arcane skills, the elf wizard Debbie activates a massive scrying window. And through this glass, they catch a glimpse of their terrifying target. It's Voss, standing shoulder to shoulder with a colossal warforged machine known simply as the Mouth. The crucial point here is that the heroes have to accept these grim terms. They board their dog sleds and head straight into the howling wilderness.
Section 2. The Grueling Ascent. A War of Attrition.
Now, what's really fascinating about this next phase is how the environment itself acts as a massive tactical debuff against the party. If you want to build the perfect ambush, take notes right now, because you don't start the fight with swords. You let the environment dismantle their strength first. This wasn't just a hike, it was a systematic dismantling of the heroes over 4 grueling days. On day 1, psychic waves echo from the peak, pushing the fighters, Dean and Aaron, into deep fatigue and totally restless nights. On day 2, the Mouth physically alters the battlefield by triggering a massive avalanche that crushes and buries the party, bruising their bodies and their spirits. By day 3, they abandon their sleds entirely just to push through thick, invisible charm barriers that drain their stamina even further. So by the time they arrive on day 4, they have accumulated massive damage and severe exhaustion that completely prevents them from recovering their strength.
And this detail brilliantly illustrates the psychological dread that's building on the trail. As the heroes trudge upward, they encounter these transfixed, freezing humanoids huddled in the snow. These are zombified cultists, completely overrun by magic, mindlessly repeating Gormak's liturgy. Truth is what is spoken, truth is what is repeated. It's a chilling detail, right? It perfectly foreshadows the absolute mind control waiting for them at the summit.
Section 3. Voss and his army. Forces align.
Arriving at the freezing peak on that 4th morning, the party finally faces their target in a wide, icy clearing, and the tactical mismatch here is frankly terrifying. On one side, you have Voss's army, a fully prepared wizard flanked by 2 towering, 9-foot-tall gray renders, with the gargantuan machine the Mouth looming above them on a ledge, just pulsing with this evil purple energy. And against them, the heroes, battered, psychically drained, and struggling to even breathe in the thin mountain air. It's a classic, brutal mismatch.
But despite that sheer exhaustion ruining the party's attacks, the thin air actually spoils 5 out of 6 of Dean's massive greatsword swings, and the harsh terrain penalizes Percy's movement, the Fellowship still leans hard into their unique abilities. Dean activates his Goliath large form, towering over the battlefield. Percy uses his supernatural speed to scale the jagged ridge. Aaron, the ranger, pulls out his bagpipes to howl a wild skirl to sow dread, and Debbie, brilliantly blending her destructive magic with her culinary background, summons a menacing dragon constructed entirely of gingerbread. Because hey, nothing says tactical superiority like killer pastries, right? And while the dragon distracts them, she simultaneously launches a devastating disintegrate spell at Voss.
Section 4. The Psychic Onslaught. Mind Games.
The party hit hard for sure, but the enemy was more than ready. They retaliated with a synchronized, terrifying wave of mental warfare. The gargantuan machine, the Mouth, issues a deafening metallic bellow across the clearing, simply roaring, "Come here!" This overwhelming charm command washes over the heroes, and it is so powerful that both Debbie and Aaron fail their mental saves. In a truly horrifying moment, they drop their defenses and simply begin walking, completely unprotected, straight toward the waiting jaws of the massive gray renders.
As if that wasn't terrifying enough, Voss immediately compounds the disaster by casting synaptic static. This is a literal explosion of psychic energy that warps the air with mental agony. Dean, Aaron, and the warlock Edimus are left completely reeling as these continuous, maddening voices invade their minds. This severely penalizes their ability to focus, to fight, or to perform any checks whatsoever. The heroes are literally losing their minds on the battlefield. Section 5. Turning the Tide. A sweet retaliation.
Just when a total wipeout seems absolutely inevitable, the heroes manage to execute a highly specific chain of events to break the enemy's grip on their minds. To understand how they actually survive this, we need to quickly talk about concentration. In this arcane framework, concentration is a mechanic where a spellcaster has to maintain continuous mental focus to keep a powerful spell active. Crucially, this focus can be broken if the caster takes sudden, jarring physical damage. So breaking Voss's focus becomes the singular, critical key to freeing the party from their mental shackles.
So, here is exactly how they pull it off. Step 1. Debbie's Biscuit Beast, that glorious gingerbread dragon, exhales a roaring blast of sweet elemental fire right onto Voss. Step 2. The searing pain causes Voss to instantly lose his concentration, shattering the psychic static and all those mental charms. Step 3. With their minds suddenly their own again, the newly freed heroes launch a massive, coordinated counterattack.
And wow, what a counterattack it is. Robin Cadet hurls her boomerang in this precise lethal arc. Percy closes the distance, dropping his flank to pummel Voss with a rapid flurry of iron fists. Welsies the Paladin deals devastating divine smites to a Grey Render using his blessed axe literally named C3PO. And finally, Debbie unleashes a towering fireball that entirely consumes a beast and reduces Voss to a scorched, bleeding heap in the snow.
Now Voss survives that fiery blast, just barely, but his end is super swift. The Goliath fighter, Dean Scotch, rushes forward through the dying embers, and with a brutal finishing blow, he runs the half-warforged wizard cleanly through with his massive greatsword, pinning him dead to the frozen ground. For a brief, fleeting moment, the Fellowship draws these ragged breaths in the sudden silence of the clearing.
Section 6. A devastating twist. The true enemy awakens.
They thought it was over, but they had tragically miscalculated the true threat. Up on the cliff face, the colossal silhouette of the mouth suddenly flares with an agonizing, brilliant purple energy. The gargantuan machine issues this deafening, tectonic command that physically echoes across the mountain peaks, roaring, "Fight for me!" It sweeps over the surviving heroes with an absolute, undeniable wave of pure charm magic. And here is the absolute gut-wrenching twist. The frequency is just too overwhelming. Both Welsies and Atanimus fail their saves. Their eyes cloud over, their wills instantly crushed by Gormak's general. The party's heavy-hitting vanguard and their powerful warlock turn slowly, raising their weapons, ready to defend the colossal machine to the death against their own companions.
Which brings us to the end of today's explainer, leaving us with a truly terrifying tactical puzzle. How can the surviving, totally exhausted heroes possibly defeat a colossal machine when their two strongest allies have just become their deadliest enemies? I mean, what do you even do when your own friends become the final boss fight? It's a brilliant, agonizing cliffhanger. Think about your own strategies and keep learning. Until next time, stay curious.